Hey, what's up guys? It's still from Fino Concept. So today we are going to create something quite different. And I'm also using a condenser mic for the first time. So if it sounds good, let me know in the comments below. Anyway, let's get started. Welcome to Fino Concept. Click the subscribe button and hit the bell icon so you don't miss out on any of our future videos. So as always, I'm going ahead to open up Photoshop and I'm going ahead to create a new document. So let's set the pixel width to 2000 by 2000 as always. And the resolution I'm going to leave at 300 and just click on create. So as you can see, I have just a white background here. So I'm going ahead to import this portrait I have over here. Nothing too fancy. I just shot this with a gray backdrop as you can see. So I'll open it up with Photoshop. Then what I will do is basically cut out the image. So I'll use the quick selection tool, which is right here, or W on the keyboard. Once it is selected, make sure that a layer is selected. It's set to index because I actually saved that as a GIF file. So you know what, let me try and import it instead. So directly, I think this is the image I'm looking for. Yeah, so I'll just click and drag and drop it in here like so. So this should fix that. And I'm also going ahead to rasterize this so that I don't get that icon over here which says it is a smart object. So I right click and go to rasterize layer, and I'll go ahead and go back to my quick selection tool and select subject. So I'll let Photoshop do its magic, selecting the subject out of the image. So as you can see, it has done a wonderful, almost perfect job, because over here the image is not so perfect. So what I'll do is I'll use the quick selection tool just to add in those areas. I probably should subtract instead. So something like this is fine. You know what, I can even use the lasso tool to just subtract these parts out. So yeah, I think this is much better. So if I go back to my quick selection tool, I can right click and go to layer via cut, layer via copy or layer via cut, either one should work, and it's just going to select that out of my image for me. So that is great. I'm still going to use the gray background, so let me select that from here. If you just want to create a selection, just click on the foreground color and click on wherever you want to sample. So that's basically it. Then I'm going to the adjustment panel, which is here, the fourth icon or the icon in the center. Then I'll select solid color. So this should create a solid gradient or gray color for us. Yeah, I think that is it. But I'm not really feeling the gray. I think we should go red, just as her dress. So I'll just select that from here. Hey, the creatures just decided to make noise today. So I think somewhere around here should be just fine. Alright, so I'm okay with this. And what I'm going to do is right click on the layer, the image itself, and go to convert to smart objects, so that if I go ahead and resize it, it still does not deform it. So now that I have changed it to a smart object, I'm going ahead to reduce it by a little bit, probably put it at the center as well, and click on OK. So we are going to type in our text. So you grab the type tool, the horizontal type tool or T on the keyboard, and I'll type in happy like so. Probably should reduce the font size to right around this, should be fine. I'm also going ahead to make this align perfectly. So hold down Control and press R. That should bring up your rulers, and just click from the left hand side and place it at the center. At the center, it's just going to snap like so. That's when you know you are at the center. So I'll place it somewhere around here. I might go ahead and change the font. I've noticed that I use Gotham a lot. So this time around, let's go with the font Pepsi. So basically that is it. And I'll also type in the birthday. So birthday like so. Yeah, I think I got the spelling right. And if I want, I can even make this much bigger, so about 80. 80 seems just fine, and I'll place that somewhere around here. So basically what I'm going to do is, you see the text is just on top of the image as we have here. So for the happy, I'm just going to put it behind the image like so, and I'm pretty sure everyone can tell that this is the word happy. Probably make the font much bigger so that it's not really interrupted by the head or the person in the shot. So I think this is much better. You know what, let's even make her image bigger as it was before. So I think something like this should be just fine. So we know that happy is not really affected by the text as much. Okay, sorry, the image as much. All right, so now that you have this, the birthday text is where our main focus is on. So what I'm going to do is create a duplicate of this. So you can use Ctrl J, or you can just click and drag and drop onto the new layer icon. That is the second icon from the right, and it should create a duplicate for you. So either one should work just fine. Now, what I typically do is, for the text on top, or the copy of the text on top, I set the fill to 0. Now let's hide the birthday for a second, the main text for a second, and you notice that it's actually vanishes. That's because there's no fill. So if I reduce the fill, you can see what is going on. I'll set it to 0, and I'll go to FX and click on stroke. Now in stroke, what I'm going to do is set it to a specific size that I want. I usually set it, the position, I set it to inside, then I'll choose about 5 pixels for the size. 5, not 54. So 5 should be just fine. The opacity is always set to 100%, and I'll just click on OK. Now once I have done that, I'm going to bring this text back, the main text, and you can see it's as if we practically did absolutely nothing, but the text is actually there. So now that we have these two things, the stroke and the fill separated, what I'm going to do is, with the image itself, this is our image, I'll hold down the Control key and press on the thumbnail of the image. Now you notice that anytime I hold down the Control key, we get this new rectangle or square around the cursor, the mouse cursor, and that is when you know you can click on it. So the moment you click on it, you have a selection around whichever layer it is. So if it was birthday, you see you have a selection around birthday. If it's about happy, basically that is what it does. So we create a selection around our text, sorry, our image. Then I'll select the text on top. Is it on top or beneath? The text on top. And I'll create a layer mask like so. So basically, we are not seeing it. If I hide and unhide it, this is what we have. I think I would rather put the image in here like so. So the image comes in between this text and the text we just created. And you can see that if you look closely, our text is wrapped around the image at the borders over here. So basically this is how to do it. So basically that is it. If you have other things you want to add in, like balloons, anything you think it seems quite interesting to you, then you can pretty much add them to your image. But basically that is it for now. As always, I'm not just going to end here, but I don't want this tutorial to be too long, so that is it for today. I'm just going to add in some rectangles and some squares and some other shapes just to make this stand out much nicer. But basically that's it. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you like to watch more of our videos, hit that subscribe button, and as always, don't forget to share with your family and friends. This is Theo from Fino Concept, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one.